So last week we got a ton of news on new Masters of the Universe releases from Mattel. Everything from Origins to Cartoon Collection to Masterverse, Fall Catalog, so much stuff. But with all of those reveals, I saw a common thread of questions. So I collected some of the questions that I had been seeing asked the most, and I sent those over to the Mattel's PR folks to ask if we can get some answers from the Mattel team. Well, guess what? They responded. So let's go over their answers. Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan. Thanks for joining me for another video here on my channel. More Masters of the Universe news. It's kind of one of my things. I like to talk about He-Man and stuff. So we got tons of new reveals, as I'm sure you're all aware by now, and there was some really cool stuff in there, but I even kind of pointed out a few things I was curious about while I was going over all that news, and I've seen lots of discussion online. Lots of people have been reaching out to me with some various questions, so I did my very best to kind of put together some of the questions that I saw being asked the most, and things that of course I was curious about as well, and I shot it over to the PR folks at Mattel and said, is there any way we can get the Mattel Masters of the Universe team to comment on this stuff? I would love to share this information with my viewers. And they were kind enough to send it over to the team, and the team responded. So we're going to go over all of those questions here. I'm going to give you the exact question that I asked and their exact answer in the response that I got. I do want to start by saying that one of the questions I asked, the PR team actually answered immediately for me, so it wasn't even from the MOTU team. That question related to making changes to what we saw in those photos. Specifically, I asked about Evil Lynn from the cartoon collection because she was missing her cape, which I know was a big topic of discussion. In Filmation, Evil Lynn always wore a cape, and the cartoon collection figure does not have a cape. I also was curious about why the skin tone was yellow like the vintage figure instead of more pale like it was in the animated series. And other questions kind of relating some of the changes that I saw online. I saw people talking about Cringer's eyes needing to be a little bit more yellow than they are. They look more white on the toy. So I asked about that stuff, and the PR team did get back and say that they can confirm that everything we saw in the photos is the final figures. Evil Lynn will not have a cape. Her skin tone is what we see. Cringer's eyes are not going to be changed. All of that stuff is too far along. It's done. It's packaged. It's probably on its way to the retail stores at this point, so no changes can be made there. And I do know that that is a bit of a bummer, especially with somebody like Evil Lynn, who I definitely feel needs to have that cape. So, but at least we got some confirmation. Kudos to Mattel for answering the question. So let's get into it. Here are the questions that I asked and the answers that I received. So one of the questions I asked was about the pre-orders. I said, while it seems most of the items went on sale on March 27th, as the press release stated they would, the Walmart and Target exclusives have not. Is there a specific date for those to go on pre-order? Mattel's answer is, retailers ultimately get to control when they place their exclusives on sale. Unfortunately, we cannot provide any guidance on pre-sale availability at this time. However, like the recent release of Slacker and Krang, we hope to see these characters at Target and Walmart events like Geek Out Week and Collector Con in the future. So I think the important takeaway here is that Walmart and Target have full control over the release of their own exclusives, and Mattel doesn't seem to have a say in that, and they can't comment on that specifically. So we are at the mercy of Target and Walmart when it comes to their exclusives. The next question I asked says, speaking of which, some of the previous exclusives that you revealed last time around still haven't shown up for sale. Is there a date, for example, for the Target exclusive Stranger Things Skeletor and Demogorgon set? And they responded, we are still slated for a spring release on these guys, so while rollout by individual stores will vary, we're hoping to see this 2-pack hitting shelves very soon. And honestly, I think that falls right in line with what they gave for an answer for that previous question. That's a Target exclusive. It sounds like Target is in full control of when that thing is actually going to be released, put on shelves, or put up for order online. My next question says, where did Necroconda and Night Stalker go? Both of these were revealed a while ago, but neither have gone on sale anywhere. The response says, Night Stalker is still set for a 2024 release, but we will share details on its availability once confirmed with our internal partners at Mattel Creations. So, to me, that sounds like Night Stalker will be coming to Mattel Creations at some point. And then they go on to say, Necroconda is similarly still set for a 2024 release, but now may be closer to summer/fall timing, pending Walmart availability. This sounds like another instance of Walmart being in control of when that's actually going to go up for sale. And the last question that I asked stated, some of the items that were revealed in this fall catalog did not go on sale yet. Examples are Vipor, Cartoon Collection Spikor, Cartoon Collection Clawful, and a few others. Is there a release date for these? And Mattel answered, the majority of the items that went on sale were for releases slated for early fall 2024. For characters like Spikor, Clawful, etc., they are releasing later in the fall, so expect another pre-sale opportunity closer to that window. Availability or timing may vary by retailer. So that was kind of what I speculated, was that some of those were actually later releases, later waves, and even though they were revealed with the catalog, that might be why they weren't actually put on sale yet, and that seems to be exactly the case. So there you go. Those were the questions that I shot over to Mattel. I'm certain that I didn't get everything covered, so I apologize if there are questions that you were hoping that I asked that I did not get to. But I do really appreciate the MOTU team over at Mattel taking the time to answer all of these questions for us just to get them out there. I know it's not always going to be exactly what we want to hear with some of this stuff, but at least we've got a little bit more clarity as to what's going on with the releases. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this, if you want more stuff like this, please leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, my friends.